If you're wondering which mice for Valorant are worth your money, stick around. After we run through each product, I'll give you my personal take. Would I buy it or would I skip it? No fluff, just my honest opinion. Let's get into it. Zowie EC2-CW. This wireless beast weighs 77 grams and comes with a charging dock that doubles as a receiver, which is pretty neat until you realize you're paying premium prices for what feels like a mouse from 2019 with a wireless chip slapped on. The 3360 sensor is solid for Valorant headshots, but that scroll wheel is louder than your teammate's microphone and the stock feet glide like they're made of sandpaper. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's built like a tank, and pros love the shape, but you're basically paying extra for the Zowie name at this point. Finalmouse ULX Prophecy. At 33 grams, this thing is so light it makes other mice look like they're carrying around a brick, and the 8,000 hertz polling rate means your clicks register faster than your enemies can say, "What the hell just happened?" The carbon fiber shell looks fancy but costs more than some people's entire gaming setup, and good luck actually getting one since they treat every release like it's a limited edition Supreme drop. Would I buy it? No. Sure, it's technically impressive, but I'm not paying supercar money for a mouse that weighs less than my morning coffee. Pulsar X2V2. The coating on this bad boy is grippier than your ex trying to get back together, and the main clicks hit that sweet spot between not too light and not too heavy like some sort of Goldilocks situation. The side buttons are smaller than my patience when someone insta-looks Reyna, but at least the scroll wheel doesn't sound like a dying hamster unlike some other mice we've mentioned. Would I buy it? Yes. It's got everything you need for Valorant without the ridiculous price tag or the need to sacrifice your firstborn child. Lamzu Maya. This 47-gram lightweight champion has optical switches that click faster than TikTok trends die. But some users report sensor delay in Valorant that makes enemies peak faster than your reaction time can handle. The PAW 3950 sensor supports up to 8,000 hertz polling rate, which sounds impressive until you realize your internet connection is probably the real bottleneck here. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's got the specs on paper, but if people are complaining about sensor issues in the exact game you're buying it for, that's a red flag bigger than a sage wall. Asus ROG Keris II Ace. This 54-gram ergonomic monster packs a 42,000 DPI sensor and 8,000 hertz wired polling rate, making micro adjustments smoother than your pickup lines in Agent Select. The ROG optical micro switches feel more satisfying than hitting a perfect jet updraft, but the mouse is clearly designed for people with baby hands since anyone with long fingers will feel cramped. Would I buy it? Yes. It's got the performance chops for serious Valorant grinding and won't break the bank like some other options. Plus, those PTFE feet are actually decent out of the box. Ninjutso Sora V2. This 39-gram featherweight is so light, I literally thought the box was empty when I first picked it up, and it performs like a dream in Valorant with its 3395 sensor. The only downside is the mushy main clicks that feel like pressing on a wet sponge, and those side buttons are so hollow, they sound like knocking on a cardboard box. Would I buy it? Yes. Because when Tenzi used this thing to win VCT Masters Madrid, that's basically a Valorant endorsement written in gold. Razer Cobra Pro. This 77-gram beast brings solid performance to Valorant with excellent sensor tracking, but damn, it feels like lifting a brick compared to these other ultralight mice. The RGB underglow is pretty sick though, making your desk look like a gaming spaceship. But if you've got big hands, this thing will cramp you up faster than a bad Valorant ranked session. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's a decent all-rounder, but at this price point, you're basically paying premium for that fancy lighting when lighter options exist. Logitech G Pro X Superlight 2, the king of safe shapes that 60 Valorant pros currently use. This 59-gram mouse is like the reliable friend who never lets you down but also never surprises you. The new optical switches fix the double-clicking issues from the original, but the clicks feel heavier than my disappointment when I whiff an easy shot. Would I buy it? Yes. Because when 60 pro players trust it for their Valorant careers, it's basically the Honda Civic of gaming mice, boring but bulletproof. Razer Viper V3 Pro. This 54-gram monster comes with 8,000 hertz polling rate out of the box, making it more responsive than my teammates in ranked Valorant matches. The price tag will make your wallet cry harder than when you lose a 1 vs 5 clutch, and the battery dies faster than my hopes in a Valorant tournament at high polling rates. Would I buy it? Yes. because this thing is technically unrivaled and makes micro adjustments feel like cheating, even if it costs more than my entire Valorant skin collection. HyperX Pulsefire Haste. Too mini, this 59-gram mini mouse is 16% smaller than its big brother, but packs the same 26,000 DPI sensor. Perfect for those with smaller hands who still want to headshot like a pro. The 1000 Hz polling rate feels ancient compared to these 8000 Hz beasts, and the customization options are more limited than my Valorant agent pool. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's solid for casual Valorant grinding, but if you're serious about climbing ranks, you'll want something with higher polling rates and more customization. Glorious Model 02 Pro. This thing weighs 59 grams and has their new BAMF 2.0 sensor that I honestly can't tell the difference from other sensors, but hey, at least the coating doesn't feel like sandpaper anymore. The optical switches are clicky as hell and have some pre-travel that makes you wonder if you actually clicked or just thought about clicking, plus the cable is stiffer than my back after a 12-hour Valorant session. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's solid for flick shots, but that cable situation is giving me trust issues. Razer DeathAdder by 5.3 Hyperspeed. I went 11-0 in Valorant with this bad boy, which either means it's godlike or I accidentally downloaded aimbot in my sleep. The battery life is so good I forgot mice needed charging, but it feels lighter than my will to live, and there's no easily accessible DPI switch when you need to panic adjust mid-clutch. Would I buy it? Yes. Any mouse that makes my 30-year-old reflexes look decent deserves my money. SteelSeries Aerox 3 Wireless. At 66 grams with holes everywhere, this thing looks like Swiss cheese had a baby with a gaming mouse. And somehow, it actually works great for high DPI Valorant flicks. The 18,000 DPI sensor tracks perfectly, but the texture feels cheaper than gas station sushi. And good luck using this for palm grip unless you enjoy hand cramps. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's lighter than my expectations, but that cheap texture makes me question my life choices. Vaxee XE Wireless. This 76-gram beast has a competitive mode that's so try-hard it disables features just to be extra sweaty, and the PMW 3395 sensor implementation is cleaner than my Valorant headshots. The coating can get stickier than a movie theater floor, and the mouse feet are scratchier than my cat's attitude. But those Huano switches feel like butter. Would I buy it? Yes. Any mouse with a literal competitive mode for sweatlords like me is speaking my language. HyperX Pulsefire Haste 2. The 4000 Hz polling rate makes movement smoother than my pickup lines, and it held up perfectly during my Counter-Strike 2 and Valorant ranked grinding sessions. The shape is flatter than my personality and lacks the curves needed for long gaming sessions. Plus, it's missing that premium hump that makes other mice feel like home. Would I buy it? Maybe. It performs like a champion but feels like sleeping on a wooden plank. Pwnage Stormbreaker. This magnesium beast weighs only 50 grams and feels colder than your ex's heart, but the scroll wheel decides to die after 4 months like it's got a death wish. The 4000 Hz polling rate is smoother than butter on toast, though the creaking sounds will make you question if you bought a mouse or a haunted house door. Would I buy it? Maybe. Because when it works, it's fantastic for Valorant flicks, but I'm not trying to replace my mouse every few months like I'm collecting Pokemon cards. Logitech G502X Lightspeed. This chunky boy weighs 114 grams, which is basically carrying a small brick, but it's got more buttons than a NASA control panel and 25,600 dots per inch that could probably track an ant's footsteps. The 1000 Hz polling rate feels solid for Valorant headshots, though you'll need to hit the gym just to lift this absolute unit during those intense clutch rounds. Would I buy it? No, because lugging around this heavyweight champion makes my wrist feel like I've been arm wrestling The Rock. And in Valorant, you need speed, not a workout. Lamzu Atlantis OG52 Pro. This 57-gram featherweight has 4000 Hz polling rate that makes your crosshair placement smoother than a jazz saxophone. But the battery dies faster than my motivation on Monday mornings at just 70 hours. The claw grip feels like it was designed by angels for Valorant precision, though those aggressive side slopes will cramp your fingers harder than trying to reach the top shelf at the grocery store. Would I buy it? Yes, because Tens uses this thing, and if it's good enough for him to dominate Valorant lobbies, it's definitely good enough for me to whiff my shots in style. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the mice for Valorant for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.